You asked about our engagement story.
Well, we're gonna tell you. Okay, so most people know by now, me and Nathan are engaged. Got the ring to prove it. Nathan has been wearing his wedding band to sleep at night, so...
Sometimes, not often though.
Anyway, so we're gonna go through the story of our engagement. I think it's kind of cute and funny, so we're gonna tell it. Because I know that some people still haven't heard it that's even in my family, so you can watch this video and get the inside scoop. So Nathan, you tell your side of everything and I'll tell my side of everything, and then we can bring it together.
First, I asked Grace's parents to marry her.
So traditional.
It was on a FaceTime call though, because we live 4 hours away. After that was taken care of, I had to get a ring. A lot of options. I'm not very rich right now, so I had to find cheaper options, but I think it's got a lot of compliments, so.
Oh yeah, everybody compliments it. They say that he did such a good job. It looks more pink sometimes, but it's rose gold. Anyways, he asked me what rings I like, so I knew he was looking at rings. But that's all I need.
Her mom and sister Abby helped me pick them out. I don't think any of them actually said that one, but that's the one I went with. But they liked it, so I got the ring. And then one of my mates named Jared. I asked him to help plan it, because I didn't know how I was gonna do it, and turns out he was moving to Savannah, Georgia around that time. That would set in motion my master plan. So whenever he was moving to Savannah, Georgia, me and Grace were gonna help anyway. And I don't know, burped and voice cracked. But I had to set it up where I could bring the ring, and we had to help Jared and Savannah pack up and move. So it's about 6 hours to Savannah, Georgia. And while we were there, Jared and pretty much everybody there knew the plan. I didn't know how I was gonna do it. I would have liked a beach proposal, because I always wanted to get married on the beach. But that'd have been the second best thing. But all the beaches are really busy, because I think it was Memorial Day weekend. Yeah, it was Memorial Day weekend, so everywhere was really busy. And the beach wasn't really an option, because I didn't want a lot of people there, because you know how people are. They think they're doing something by recording or oohs and ahs. They're just annoying.
Well, and I told him that I didn't want anybody around. I wanted it to just be just me and him. So
that's how I wanted it too, because I think it's weird if people are looking at you while you're trying to do something like that. You don't want some little crying 10-year-old ruining the moment. But we were looking at places. Grace's mom, I'm not giving her the credit if she sees this, but we decided on Wormsle, and Jared had said that probably 2 or 3 weeks ago. And then we got to Savannah, Georgia, and then Grace's mom was like, "Oh, have you heard of Wormsle?" I think that's how you say it, Wormsle. It's pretty much a place with trees that curve on a path. You have to look it up.
It's Spanish moss trees, and they're really pretty. It's a pretty park.
It's pretty much like a driveway, and then the trees go like that.
Yeah.
So we decided on that, and it was an admissions fee.
Yeah, it was expensive too. It was how much? At least $7 a person, maybe more.
I think it was about $15 a person. But there was already a wedding going on at the very end of the trail, or the road. So, and it was I guess before Jared and Savannah had been there, and they said you could walk on it, because people take a lot of pictures there, but because of this thing called COVID that everybody's telling us about, they were only cars and you had to drive. So there were still people getting out taking pictures, and we pretty much got out and started walking anyway, and nobody told us anything, because we were right at the end of the day, right whenever they were about to close, so there was less people there. But we had to time it out, and like I had the ring in my pocket, and we kept on taking pictures, and I wasn't nervous to ask, but there was always like 20 or 30 people around. I didn't want there to be that many people around. So then,
or like cars coming up the road.
yeah,
there.
so like we would have to get out of the road, and I wanted to be able to propose like and get the best picture. So it was kind of hectic, but in the end it worked out. And the whole time Jared was like asking if we needed to abort the mission and replan for something that would work, because there was not like, you know, you can't do it and like it can't be like a 10-second thing. Like once you do it, you gotta like be prepared to be there for like a few minutes and like take the picture. So we couldn't do it and like get out of the way of a car, and the cars would have stopped too, I'm sure, but that would have been weird to like have a car in the background. But it ended up working. There was a break right at, I think it was like 6 o'clock in the afternoon, because that was what time the park closed. So that was how I proposed, was at Wormslow.
No, I'll tell my side of it now, okay?
Okay.
So, first off, I had no clue. So I definitely thought we were just going to help Jared and Savannah move in. And to prove that, so Nate was like, oh, you might want to pack like a nice outfit. We might go to dinner one night on the beach or something like that. So I packed like a dress, and I had recently gotten some dresses, and there was one that I got, and I was like, oh, I'd love to be like proposed to in this dress. And in my head, I was like, I can't pack that dress though, because I got to save that for when I get proposed to. So I packed a whole different dress. So clearly I had no idea I was going to get proposed to on that day, or else I would have packed my proposal dress. Because I knew it was going to come like eventually, because I knew he was getting a ring. So I was trying to prepare. But yeah, so I just packed a different dress. And then whenever we get to like Savannah, we are trying to figure out if we can do anything like fun after we move them in. And I was like, my mom had mentioned Wormslow to me too, and I looked up pictures and it was so pretty. So I was like, oh, like I would really love to go to Wormslow. But Jared and Nathan, the sneaky little things they are, were like, no, I don't think we'll have time to go to Wormslow. Like, I just don't think we'll be able to do that. And dinner, like, and the beach. So I was like, oh, okay, like, we don't have to go to Wormslow. But then later on, Savannah was like, so do you really want to go to Wormslow? And I was like, yeah, I do. Like, I think it would be fun. So, whenever we pull up to Wormslow that night, we were headed to dinner. But then, of course, I have no idea, like, where things are in Savannah. So I didn't know, like, we were headed towards Wormslow. So when we pull up to Wormslow, my thought was just like, oh, Savannah, like, told Jared that I really wanted to go. So they, like, made a stop here really quick.
What made it believable is that if you knew Jared, and if Jared ever sees this, Jared's the most hectic person in the world, so you never know what Jared's gonna do.
This is true.
And it worked out in our favor, or Grace's favor, because Grace thought it was just pretty much Jared being Jared. So
so I was still completely clueless. And like I said, we were headed to dinner, so I was pretty excited for dinner. Like, I was pretty hungry. So this Wormslow thing turns out taking at least 45 minutes because we were just trying to like wait for traffic to die down to get a good picture. But it got to the point where I thought we were just getting a picture. So it got to the point where I was like, okay, we just need to jump out in front of these cars really quick, get a picture, and get back out of the road. Like, not a big deal. Like, and I just didn't understand why everyone else was making such a big deal about the timing of the cars. Yeah. And Jared was like, oh, we just need to stay till they close. We need to stay till they close and everyone else is gone. And I was like, no, like, let's just get a picture fast and then get back out of the road. Like, I was pretty much getting annoyed with everybody. I didn't understand what was going on. And yeah, so it turns out it was so that Nate would have time to propose. But Nathan was calculated too, because he kept saying, he was like, man, I'm hungry, I want to go. Like, whenever it was all for him and me anyways. So
played it off like a champ.
Yeah. So I was completely surprised. And whenever he did propose, we were like taking a picture, and then he was like, all right, one more picture. And then he got down on one knee and proposed. It's the greatest moment of your life so far, huh?
It's up there with Yeah, it's the greatest.
I was still pretty embarrassed even to just have Jared and Savannah there. No offense to Jared and Savannah, I just like get embarrassed for like any type of like expectation, I guess, that, you know, like I don't want people to have to think that, or to think that I need to like react a certain way. So I really was just like laughing. Like it was excited laughter, but I was just like laughing a lot, and I was so surprised, so I didn't know like how to react. So I was just laughing a lot, and Nathan started to tear up, but then whenever I just kept laughing, it killed the moment.
I was reading the vibe, and crying wasn't the vibe.
Well, yeah, later that night I got more emotional because I realized like, wow, we're engaged. But in the moment I was just so surprised. We have some videos or a video that Savannah took. I was like over here just trying to get pictures of the trees at Wormslow, but in the background Jared and Nate are like talking through like how to execute the plan. It's a really cute video, I think. And Jared just like gives Nathan a hug. Like, I guess he's just trying to make you not feel nervous, but yeah, it was a good proposal. Do you want me to say what you said?
Yeah, it's a Pride and Prejudice quote. I said, "You bewitched me, body and soul, and I love you." In the movie, the Mr. Darcy says, "I love you" 3 times, and it's really awkward to say it.
I love you.
Yeah, it's really awkward to say that.
Well,
So-
and you said, "I never wish to be parted from you from this day on."
Yeah, it was really sweet.
It was
She
really
likes Pride and
sweet.
Prejudice.
Pride and Prejudice is my favorite movie, so I loved that. It was good. They did some research to get that line down.
Yeah, I've seen the movie.
Well, and he learned that there are multiple different Pride and Prejudice movies through that research, so
Yeah, there's like a zombie or vampire one, I think.
yeah, I've never seen that one. I refuse.
I would probably watch that one.
Well, anyways, that's our engagement story. We're getting married August 21st, and we're so excited. And we're moving to Florida right after that.
About to be a lot of big changes.
Yeah, it's gonna be exciting. Everybody needs to come visit us in Florida. We're only like gonna be 10 minutes from the beach. All right, that's it.
That's it.
Cut. All right.